Are there bidding wars going on in Orlando right now? That's what we're talking about today, and we're starting right now. Hi there, what is up? I'm Kathy Williams, your friend in real estate here in Orlando, and if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. I talk about the Orlando lifestyle and all things real estate, and if that is something that you're interested in, then you might want to subscribe to my channel and click that bell, and that way you won't miss out on any upcoming videos. Now, the burning question, are there bidding wars still going on in Orlando? So here's the thing, the answer is going to end up being yes and no, but stick around because I really want you to see all that's going on in the Orlando market, because if you're thinking of moving here, it could be really important. If you're kind of open to where you live, there's a lot of opportunity in certain areas that I'm going to kind of break that down for you. So what I'm going to do, if you've seen any of my other videos, I have some great suburbs that I talk about a lot that kind of circle around Orlando, and those areas are kind of the popular areas to live. So I'm going to break down what the inventory is in those areas, and then also what the new construction options are and what's going on in that, so you can get an idea of where the market is going. So I wanted to show you this graph real quick, and it's showing you the inventory levels in Orlando, or in Orange County in our market, from September 2020 to now. And as you can see, the inventory was up, down, 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 and then it popped back up in June and July, and then it's dropped back down in August. Now, August isn't over yet. It could increase some more. We've got a couple weeks left, so there could be some more inventory, and it could balance out to look about the same as June and July. But that, kind of helped me see that there's a little bit of a pattern going. Our inventory is coming back up a little, and so that's super encouraging. Although out there in the market, as I go around and show people homes, as I list homes, I'm still seeing a lot of activity, a lot of multiple offers and things like that, and so that ends up being escalations and bidding wars and things like that. However, I want to go around and give you the inventory levels in all the different areas, and give you, at the end, I'm going to give you my pick for the absolute best place to be looking for a home right now, to be able to find something in the Orlando area. So let's get going. So let's start up at the top. Let's go to Lake Mary. So Lake Mary only has 28 homes on the market right now, but Lake Mary is a very small area. So it makes sense there would be less inventory. There's not a lot of new construction in that area. And let's zoom on over to Oviedo. Oviedo is a very popular area. It's on the east side of Orlando. Lots of beautiful homes on a little bit bigger lots. So in Oviedo, we're looking at 38 homes, and that's low. On the east side of Orlando, we are definitely struggling with inventory for sure. And if you keep on going down the clock to Lake Nona, Lake Nona is a very popular area. Right now, only 17 homes on the market. But Lake Nona is basically it's not a suburb, it's part of Orlando. It's a community within Orlando. So it's not its own city. It's Medical City, they call it. It's all new construction down there. And so there's just not a lot of homes available on the market. And I wanted to let you know too that the parameters that I picked for this search were about 375 to about 800,000. And the reason why I picked that range is because that's kind of where I sell most of my homes. In the people that move here, people that are coming to Orlando, that's pretty much the price range between 375 and 800,000. Do I sell homes for more than that? Yes. Do I sell homes for less than that? Of course, yes. But that's pretty much the sweet spot, 375 to 800,000. So from Lake Nona, I always tend to mention St. Cloud because St. Cloud is right below Lake Nona, and there's a lot of opportunity in that area for growth. I mean, it is definitely up and coming, great investment area. And St. Cloud, we have an inventory of 77 homes. So you can see, and St. Cloud's much bigger than Lake Nona as well. But you can see Lake Nona 17 homes, Lake Cloud 77 homes. So, a lot more opportunity in St. Cloud to find a home. And there's a lot of more new construction down in that area that you can find as well. And that's going to bring us up to also Winter Park and Maitland. And bring Winter Park and Maitland into the mix, even though that's right in the downtown area, just because it is a great place to live. It's one of my top 10 best places to live in Orlando. And the inventory, if you combine Winter Park and Maitland, is about 90 homes on the market right now, between 375 and 800,000. But you also have to understand it's not going to get you as much home in that area because it's more urban and the home prices are more expensive the closer you get to downtown Orlando. Now let's just go on out to Winter Garden. I wanted to give you quick numbers on Winter Garden. Winter Garden is a huge area, and a lot of people look in that area. And when you look in Winter Garden, you're also looking in, a lot of times you're looking in Windermere, Gotha, and Oakland. And these are all the little towns that are in the Winter Garden area. So in Winter Garden, there's about 90 homes if you combine Winter Garden, Windermere, Oakland, and also Gotha. If you do combine all those together, there's about 90 homes. So what all this is saying is that, you know, if you think about that chart and you think about these numbers that I'm giving you, the numbers, it's low. It's a very low amount of homes on the market. However, the good news is the builders are no longer doing bidding wars. Haha, this is good news. So one of the ones that was doing it the most was D.R. Horton and Waterly, and they would send out every couple weeks, they would send out a list of homes, and it would be only by bidding. They would open it up for bidding. And they just recently stopped. The last email that I got from them, they said they were no longer doing bidding wars. So that is really huge. Now, do the builders have wait lists? Yes. And I know that's hard because you want to get your house, but what they're doing also, not all the builders. Now, I can tell you that MI Homes is letting you, they're opening up the lots and they're letting you pick the model you want to go on there and pick your finishes and everything like that. There's some other ones, Dream Finders is allowing you to do that. A lot of them, like D.R. Horton and Mattamy and Taylor Morrison, are actually, they're building inventory homes. So they're building these homes, they're inventory or spec homes, and what they're doing is they're getting the homes built, and you don't get to pick what's in the home. So that's unfortunate, but they are getting caught up on inventory. And so where that is taking me, as a matter of fact, is to Clearmont. And Clearmont has right now 77 homes on the market in that price range that I talked about. And they also have inventory. Two of the builders out there that I spoke to recently have inventory, Taylor Morrison and Mattamy, which are both great builders. They have communities out in Clearmont, and they have inventory. They have homes coming up available on the market. And the other thing that's not happening is these constant price increases. So what they were doing is, whenever 3 homes would sell, they would increase the prices by $3,000 to $5,000, and they would never know. It would just come down from the guy up there, the builder, director, person, guy up in the top, and who would say, this is how much the price is going up. And so that is not happening anymore. So that is a really good sign to me that things are getting better. And as soon as inventory increases in general with builders, then it's going to ease it up with everything else. Of course, inventory in general has to come up. I'm sure you're hearing that across the United States, inventory levels are coming up and bidding wars are going down. That's not really happening in Orlando. In the existing home market, we are still running into bidding wars. Sorry, that's what's happening. But with new construction, yes, you still have to get on the waiting list many times, but if you look in that little sweet spot that I just told you about, Clearmont, you can find new construction homes and existing homes that you will probably not have to be in a bidding war on. So I hope that was helpful today, just to give you an idea about the market. And if you would love to download my free relocation guide, I would love for you to do that. It's in the information box below. And stay tuned for my next video. I look forward to seeing you over there, and thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye now.